Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining me on my website. Today's book I want to discuss is Berry Gordy, To Be Loved. It's about the music and the memories of Motown. It's an autobiography, and this is a wonderful book for several reasons. One, I'm from Detroit, and so I always grew up under the umbrella of Motown, how great the music was, how it set trends, how it turned the times. And so I've always heard about it, but very honestly, I'm younger than the Motown generation, so, I don't know what impact it had on me. I wanted to know. Well, after reading this book, I was influenced a few ways. One, by Berry Gordy's life. Berry Gordy was an entrepreneur at heart. He talks about early that his father and his parents, the character that they instilled in him to be a hard worker, to be confident, to trust himself, to follow his passions. One is a lot of, I don't think a lot of people preached that in the 30s, and people preached that in the 30s and the 40s when he was born. So I think he was given a head start with his mentality. Second, when he started the record company, you know how he started it? He didn't start it through drug money. He didn't start it through getting a bunch of people on him or selling his cars and his houses. He started with a business plan. He took this business plan to his family members. He had to have a meeting with his family members. They had to convince him, he had to convince his family members, rather, that he was following his dreams and to trust in him. They did, and obviously they all were happy. When you think about the culture that he started, let's just talk about groups. When you think of one of the most beautiful women ever, Diana Ross, so you think about the clothes that she wore, that's because of him, or at least he had the eye to see her. When you think about Michael Jackson, or you think about little Stevie Wonder, he signed these kids. He signed them. I mean, at young ages when you think about Michael Jackson, or you think about little Stevie Wonder, he signed these kids. He signed them. I mean, at young ages when nobody else had the vision, to see him. He is he's an inspiring man. When I look at this as well from just the civil rights aspect, he's worked with everyone from Harry Belafonte, Martin Luther King, Sammy Davis Jr., and John Kennedy. He was a man that really wanted to help in every way he could. First of all, help his family and his life by showing them a better way and earning a better living, and he did that. But where this led was just incredible. I would recommend you to read Berry Gordy's book, To Be Loved. It has a lot of name dropping in it, which you'll love. Name dropping like Marvin Gaye, name dropping like Tammy Terrell. The most wonderful of name dropping, the most wonderful stories. He talks about how him and Marvin Gaye used to get into it because Marvin Gaye used to want to be an athlete, and Marvin Gaye tried out with the Lions in training camp, and he was scared that Marvin Gaye was going to get hurt and mess up, his money. So there's a lot of little stories in there, a lot of stories as well that he cleaned up about paying his artists and making sure they were taken care of as well. This is a book that you'll have to read and interpret yourself, but from a man that started off in an auto factory, ended up being the biggest record executive in the country, in the world, at a time when the country wasn't too welcoming to people of color. You have to look at the accomplishments that this man did and not let them go to waste. Hopefully, he will inspire you as he's inspired me. Go check out the book, Berry Gordy, To Be Loved. Let me know what you think about it.